Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Ganana Tva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmana Brahmanaspata Anashunvanno Divisi Dasadanam Mahaganapataye Namaha. Prano Devi Saraswati Vajabharvajinivati Dhinam Vitriyavatu Vagdevyai Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavagai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddhajnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Avatara Varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te Namaha. Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Mupurmugu. Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine Yairime Guru Bhipurvam Padavakya Pramanataha Vyakhyata Sarva Vedantaha Tanityam Pranatosmyaham Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badharayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Tani Sarvani Sanyamya Yukta Asita Matparaha Vashehi Yasyendriyani Tasya Prajna Pratishtita. Bhagavan Sri Krishna prescribes this mastery over senses as a important spiritual sadhana for a spiritual seeker. Sarvani Sanyamya Yuktaha San Matparaha San, one should lead this spiritual life. So, the necessity for mastery over senses is consistently told in our scriptures. Repeatedly, when we hear, we may have a question: why should I control my senses? Why can't have a let go philosophy? Allow it. How can you control the nature? Allow the nature to express. So for that, our Indian culture has a unique answer. Horses are meant for running. Allow it to run is the argument. But our Indian culture says, before allow it to run, when you are traveling along with it, you should be careful in which direction it should run. how much speed it should run, what purpose it should run, because you are connected with that. Allow it to run means if it is third person singular or plural, it's okay. But when you are connected with that, you should have clarity with regard to allowing the horses, allowing the sense organs with these questions. So, when scripture prescribes establishing mastery over sense organs, then the question comes, how to establish? For that, scripture says first, educate yourself. Why should it be established? Why you should have mastery over sense organs should be educated to your mind first. In simple language, prevention is better than cure. So when modern science prescribes hygienic behavior to take care of her health, they prescribe a lot of behaviors. Before going to bed, please brush your teeth. Generally, we heard only after getting up we should brush. But in fact, before going to bed, we should brush. Many people don't know that, may not do also. So it is a most important hygienic practice. When it is prescribed, we should know why it should be. So we should educate our mind. Similarly, here also, Shastra says prevention is better than cure. First we should understand the need for mastery over senses. Here Bhagavan says, Tasya prajna pratishtita. His knowledge will be established if he has sensory control. What knowledge? What knowledge? Three types of knowledge is required for spiritual seeker. One is dharma, adharma vijnana. Second one is anityatva jnanam. Third one is aham atma iti atma jnana. All the three will be established in your life, in your day-to-day activities, in your thought process, only when you have sensory control. If you don't have sensory control, very dharma, adharma, jnana will go off. That is why people who don't have sense control are landed in jails. Society will not allow a person to have a let-go philosophy. So society will demand proper discipline. So that dharma, adharma, jnanam, which is given to the person from the childhood onwards, that you should behave in this way, you should talk in this way, you should be polite in this way, you should dress in this way. So that will get destroyed if a person doesn't have sensory control. Very basic thing will be destroyed. Society will not allow the person to stay inside the group. Second one is, as a spiritual seeker, he has gained a wonderful knowledge that sarvam anityam. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkayonaya evate. Adyantavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. This knowledge, nasti akritakritene. As a vairagi, as a viveki, he got this knowledge after a lot of beatings. Pariksha lokan. So this vairagyam also will go off, viveka shakti also will go off. This is with regard to anityatvam of the srishti, of the human achievements. First is dharma, adharma, vijnanam is for achieving those things which can be achieved by human beings. Understand? Second knowledge is to give up those achievements as trifling one, as useless one, as nissaraha. Second knowledge. Third knowledge is after Shravanam, mananam, which is going to happen for a spiritual seeker when he approaches a spiritual teacher. Third knowledge you will get. What is that? Sarvosmi, I am all. This knowledge also will get destroyed if a person doesn't have sensory control. So the sense control is a requirement from day one to day end. Nobody can have loose character. So let go philosophy is not acceptable for us. Why the Western culture prescribes this? Why Western culture prescribes this? Because they don't have any goal to achieve, worthwhile goal to achieve in human life while living. Please understand. What is the worthy goal? Only worthy goal is freedom. All other achievements in human life cannot be counted as achievements as long as the person is in slavery. Understand? Imagine a person who is eating with a golden spoon and laddus and jalebis in a golden plate, sitting in a AC room, having TV to watch, but he is locked in a room. Maybe wearing all silk shirts, Raymond suits, sitting in a sofa. Everything is there. All comforts are there. Cell phone, everything is there. Only thing is what? When you want to come out, you will be given beatings. Understood? You are tied with golden chain. Will you accept it? So freedom is the only worthy achievement for a human being. This goal is not there for the Western culture. Understood? The spiritual goal. When we say freedom means what? It can never be a physical freedom, nor it can be an emotional freedom. It will be only spiritual freedom. So that is why our scripture says, in order to get that spiritual freedom, you have to control the sense organs and mind. So, in the process of establishing the mastery over the senses, first step is what? Educating ourselves. They say we should not force our sense and mind towards one direction. It is a voluntarily taken activity. Sense control is what? Voluntarily taken activity. It is not a forced one. So being Atmajnanam as the goal of our pursuit, it is a very important thing for us to avoid let go philosophy. Understood? If let go philosophy is accepted, then modern science itself will not be there. Human being is not allowed to fly. If it is accepted, it is natural thing. Then now human being cannot have invention called flight and missiles and other things, correct? So let go philosophy should not be allowed in our life. That is why our scripture says, it is neither the suppression nor expression. So they call it, you suppress your sense organs. They say, we don't say it is not suppression. Nor we allow you to express also. Expression means what? Let go philosophy. It is sublimation. Tyage naike amritatvam. It is sublimation. You sublimate your own instruments and make it as a friend or as a useful instrument for your pursuit. Take horse. You cannot tie the horse whole life and get some purposeful thing from that. Nor you can allow the horse to run and fulfill your purpose. So it should be allowed to run, but at the same time with a mastery over their running. You should decide the direction of running, speed of running, purpose of running. Nature of the horses are running. That's why if any horse sits down or lie down, it will die. The very nature allows it not to even sit down. It sleeps standing, it sleeps by nature. So it is not to make it to sleep, okay? That's called suppression. Not to allowing it to run as it wants. That's called expression. We say sublimation. You sublimate that horse under your control. We have to regulate the activities of the senses. That is called mastery over senses. Eyes have field of functioning, rupa, nama. So in that field, what should be seen, what should not be seen, you have to decide. So channelizing its activities or regulating its activities is very important. It is like construction of a dam. Allow the water. Why you construct dam? If you ask the modern science, why you construct dam? There was no dam in ancient days. Allow the water. No. If you construct a dam and it will become a reservoir, from that you can produce electricity. How you produce electricity? By channelizing the same water. Understood? We construct a dam not to keep the water static. We construct a dam to channelize the direction and speed of the water. In that process, what we get? Electricity we get. Same thing only. So we should educate ourselves the need for sensory control. Otherwise, intellect will be telling something. Emotional personality will be a hostage of these senses. Get up early in the morning. Intellect told, alarm is kept. But we don't get up because we are hostage of the senses. Slavery. So Indian philosophy says, save your energies, channelize towards spiritual goal. Channelize those energies towards spiritual goal. Since they don't have spiritual goal, they don't find any necessity to save and channelize. Because all their goal is, religious goal is posthumous business. After death only. Whether it is Islamic religion or Christian religion, all are posthumous only. After death. That is why in Islamic religion there is no concept called renunciation or brahmacharya or even tyaga, monkhood. Nothing. They have charity concept. They have obedience concept. They have fear concept. They have reward concept, punishment concept. But they don't have mukti concept. While living freedom, they don't have. Similarly, Christianity also. All Semitic religions have religious goal based on faith, but they don't have spiritual goal which can be achieved here and now. Ihaivata irjita sargaha yesham samye manasthita nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmad brahmani te sthita. They can never have this idea that I can be the grandest thing in the entire creation. They have the idea that my Bhagavan is the grandest thing, I am his slave. So they relish the slavery. We Don't release the slavery even if it is under the God. So our goal is what? While living I should be free. Free from what? Initially I should be free from these gross things. Then will come the subtle thing. Understood? So, save the energies, channelize towards spiritual goal, gain self-knowledge and be free while living. A slave person can never be happy. So according to Western culture, if you want to drink alcohol, drink. What is the problem? Okay, you drink. By drinking, by allowing it to go as it wants, you are becoming more and more slave. Understand? So every jiva comes to this world with slavery, and you are telling that you perpetuate that slavery. But Indian culture says, no. Even marriage life is to get out of the slavery. It will teach you what is the meaning of patience and what is the meaning of renunciation. You refuse to renounce for the sake of spiritual goal. Now I will teach you, for the sake of your child, you have to renounce everything. Or for the sake of your better off, you have to renounce everything. So life will teach. Modern society, growing society. What modern society? What growing society? So in the name of growth, it's all slavery only. That's why entire scientific community is working to pamper the person. Pamper his senses. Pamper his physical needs. Not even emotional needs. Because according to modern science, human being is nothing but a flesh. It doesn't accept psychology also as a science, because unpredictable. Human psychology is unpredictable. Science is always on predictability. So it doesn't accept psychology also even as science. So entire scientific society is working to pamper, bringing out new gadgets, new things. That's all. What will be pampered? Our senses will be pampered. Because nowadays these type of arguments are going on. These monks, these renunciates have nothing to achieve in their failures, either love failure or some failure. Why should we restrain our senses? Why should we have brahmacharya before marriage life? One girl asked me, one college girl, when I was talking about purity before marriage. So she asked, what is the problem, Swamiji, having boyfriend and having relationship? I told you, please go and ask your mother or grandmother. Very family is based on the purity of the members of the family. If family is not there, where is the society? If society doesn't have discipline, where is the shanti or happiness or growth? All will end up in jail only. All entire society will be a jail. That's why everyone has fear. In Western society, everyone has fear and everyone has gun also. In India, it has not yet spread. Why you have gun? Why you have gun? Because of fear. Fear of losing. Because you have pampered yourself that without many things, many gadgets, many things, you cannot live. Without electricity, you cannot live. Without internet, you cannot live. In USA, average usage of internet is 6.5 hours. In India, it is 4 hours. So India is going towards growth. That means what? For everything you have to use the internet. So one mobile is enough to slave you. That's all over. One mobile goes means gone. Your bank account gone. You don't know anything because you don't remember. You cannot remember your own phone number. Gone. So much of slavery nowadays. And all fellows who have created these gadgets and softwares are minting crores and millions of money. Understood? We have allowed ourselves to be slave. So The entire argument of establishing mastery over senses is nothing but a need for a spiritual seeker, if at all he is interested in spiritual goal. Then only we can understand how much we have fallen from the ideal. Bhagavan says in Gita, the ladder of fall. How you fall, stage by stage. Jayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodhopi jayate krodhat bhavati sammohaha sammoha smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshat buddhi nashaha buddhi nashat pranashyati. Nashyati pranashyati prakarshena nashyati. Completely destroyed. What? Your spiritual personality is completely destroyed. When you don't have sense control. And Bhagavan talks about 8 stages of fall. Imagine a step, first ball falls on the first step. Then his intensity of falling will be 1 means. Second step, it will be 1.2. Third step, it will be 1.4. Understand? The speed of the falling will be more and more. So Bhagavan analyzes the spiritual fall which happens in our mind if the spiritual seeker doesn't have control over sense. That is why he says, Arey, stop at the very beginning itself. Because the world cannot enter your mind without the cooperation of sensory organs. They are the gates. If a nation's security depends upon security guards on the border, what about your spiritual security? They accept that idea and spend a lot of money for military security forces. There are so many security forces working on the border, working inside, working knowingly, working unknowingly also. There are so many spies. All precaution is for what? To handle 0.00001% of villain. If you take the insurgency or violent action created by terrorists from other nations, how many of them? Maximum 1,000 people. What is the percentage of 1,000 people in the process of protecting 140 crore people? 140 crore people versus 1,000 people. Who are great? They are proving we are great. They can create havoc. 1 liter of milk is there. Drop of poison. Which one is great? Drop of poison is great. In what? In spoiling the milk. Not in quantity. Similarly, Bhagavan says, stop at the border itself. If a nation has 1 border, you have 5 borders. If a house has one door, unfortunately, I have kept 5 doors. Why, Bhagavan? Why you kept 5 doors? There are so many other jivas, living beings with 1 door or 2 doors, 3 doors. Why you kept? Majaha. Then only maja will be there. The Srishti is full of play, na? Bhagavan's play. Paranchikani, Vedrinat Soyambu. Purposefully he has kept, it seems. And each door has one type of weakness. Understand? It functions in only one field, but in that field itself it has problem. So therefore put security guard on the door itself. Who is that security guard? Viveka Shakti. And close the door always. What is that closing? Vairagyam. Nastya krita kritena. But after that also, after closing the door, some have a habit of peeping inside, Are door closed, na? You are sent out, na? But still, after going out also, people will peep inside. They will try to see why they sent me out. Or the people who are inside will peep outside. Understood? Whether this fellow has gone or not. So Bhagavan says, if you don't have control over your senses, or if you don't keep the security guard at the sensory level, because it is grass. The world cannot enter without the permission of the senses. If a sense is completely stopped functioning, for a blind man, Rupa portion is absent. So he need not bother about seeing bleeding person. For some children, the red color is problem. For animals, this orange color is the problem, As soon as they see the orange color, they remember the fire. So that's why they react. Same samskara in some human being also. Orange color means problem. So Bhagavan says, a sadhaka should have indriya nigraha, otherwise his fall will be inevitable. Mind is the inner instrument, it is subtle, handling it is very difficult. Indriyas are outer instruments, handling will be relatively easier than handling the mind. You cannot avoid sensory perception, but at the same time you can decide in what, how much, what for. Otherwise, the fall will be inevitable. The fall happens at 8 stages, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. Meditation on sensory objects. Repeatedly he thinks. Dhyayataha. Fantasy. Romantic feelings. Shobhana Adhyasaha. Many names are there. First thought will be very feeble only. It is nice. You see a garden and a particular flower attracts you. Very nice. Such a big name. Okay. If you allow it to have the security guard called Viveka, this is the garden, belong to somebody else. I am here as a visitor. I cannot allow my hands to stretch. Understood? So that Viveka Shakti says, hey, you cannot pluck the flowers because board also is there. Along with the flower, the eyes have seen board also. But mind what says? It is nice. By repeatedly thinking about that, you get asaktihi, sangaha. Sangasteshu pajayate. Second level is what? Sangaha. First level, dhyanam. Second level, sangaha. Attachment. Third level, sanga sanjayate kamaha. Desire. Trishna. I should have it. Initially it is nice. Then you added, it is nice, 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 it is nice. Then suddenly, I want it, I want it. It is nice to, I want it. Then I want it to, I should have it. So I imagine in the presence of that object in my life and absence of the object in my life. So immediately a strong attachment comes. I should have it. Mother Sita in Ramayana. First sight. Hey, golden deer. First sight. Lot of diamonds also are there. Shining. Deer Dhyanam. Then hearing surprise voice, Ramji comes. Hey, what happened? Parungo, please see that. So gunadhyanam. ஐயோ இது மேல ஆசை வந்துடுது இவளுக்கு. பகவான் அந்தர்யாமி. He cannot talk directly. Lakshmana, he is the Viveki Shakti. So please come and talk. So Lakshmana also comes and sees. All the three are seeing. One sees and cannot talk, Bhagavan, Chaitanyam. Another one sees and carried away, Jivaha. Third one sees but not carried away, giving warning. Sadhu or Viveki Shakti. Viveki Shakti, which is in our mind, is the greatest sadhu. Sangha with Viveki Shakti is the greatest satsanga, because outside satsanga you may not get it all the time. So when he gives warning, that is rejected by the sense organs. He has already entered. It is nice, it is nice, it is nice, it is nice. Then finally, I want it. Will you give it or not? Bhagavan has to be a karma phala dhata. He has to go. Strong Trishna has to. Suppose if it doesn't fulfill, what happens? Either crying or anger. Kamat krodho vijayate. Fourth stage. First Vishaya Dhyanam, second attachment, third one is Trishna. That is, Trishna means strong desire. Fourth one is Krodha, anger. When anger comes, anger against oneself comes in the form of crying. What to do? I am good for nothing. It is crying. Self-loath, it is called, or self-pity. And when anger on others, to whom you asked for it, if they don't provide, then you get anger on others. So what are all vakyas and statements come from your mouth? Suppose Ramji did not allow Sita's request, suppose. Imagine, what would have been the dialogue? Imagine. Entire Ramayana she would have told that time. என்ன என்ன நினைச்சீங்க, நான் இப்படி பிறந்தேன், இப்படி வளர்ந்தேன். She would have told entire Ramayana. And will be crying also. So Ramji knows, Papa, how much renunciation I have done for you, how many tyagas I have done, how many comforts I have given up, how much struggles all these 13 years already passed away in Vanavasa. Did I ask anything? Like that, go on crying, and imagine that Sita Amma crying. So Ramji knows, Papa, idella vanampa. Visha pariksha. So in order to teach the humanity, he has put himself in a great difficulty. Of course, Sita ji suffered because of this. Ramji also suffered, na? Along with him, Lakshman ji also suffered. Similarly, the Bhagavan who is protecting our spiritual life, when we go after the sensory things, Bhagavan also suffers. Of course, sadhus suffer. Are such a nice person, suddenly fallen from the ideal. Sadhu community suffers. Our own Viveka Shakti suffers. Understood? So, Krodha comes as the fourth one. Then once Krodha enters, violent activities will start. Up to this only silent activity. After Krodha, it will be violent activity. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha. All confusions will come up, pop up. Already you have handled everything and settled through Viveka Shakti, through clarity of thinking. Suddenly you have given a chance for the confusion to again reactivated in your own mind. And once the Krodha comes, the person loses his control. Na? When Hanumanji, his tail was fired, he did not have any problem with protecting himself. So he got anger. Such a fellow, you are insulting me. Like that he got krodha. Went and put fire for entire Lanka. Then only he understood, in the same Lanka only my mother also is there. So he scolds himself. Dhigastu mam, sudur buddhim, nirlajjam, papakrittamam. Self-scolding. After that, what type of fellow I am? Sudushkritam. Dushkritam, sudushkritam. I have done such a heinous crime. Not only my mother is suffering, children will be suffering. Innocent people, old people are all suffering. Nirlajjam, papakrittam. I created trouble and did papa. Nirlajjam. Lajja means manam. Mana ena illa endrangala. He scolds himself. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Kruddaha gurumapi akshipati mataramapi tatayati. When anger comes, gurumapi akshipati. So this fellow will ask Guru, what do you know? So children ask mother, what do you know? Are mother knows everything, then only you came. At least with regard to your physical and emotional safety, they know everything. The adolescent children is, what do you know? They have gone through that stages, so they know. They say, please don't do this, please don't talk to that fellow. Like that when they advise, these people say, what do you know? Mataramapi tatayati. He can beat mother. That means what greatest sin it is. So there Hanumanji says, Kruddaha papam na kuryat ka kruddaha hanyat guru napi. Kruddaha parusha vacha naraha sadhun adikshipet. This anger should be thrown away very distantly. Otherwise it will come back. Why? Because it will create lot of havocs in your mind and in the external world also. So he becomes mad. In Western world, getting angry means he has become mad. Temporary madness it is called. So same thing repeats 100 times. What happens? Madness confirmed. So sammoha smriti vibhrama. Smriti bhramshat buddhi nasha. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. 6, 7, 8 automatic. The ladder of fall, 6th step and 7th and 8th, immediately it will go, automatic. Sammoha smriti vibhramaha. Once you get confusion, all your learnings, all your decisions, all your resolutions are thrown into the wind. Smriti vibhramchat buddhi nasha. Bas over. Permanent loss of thinking capacity. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. Spiritual destruction is inevitable. Spiritual destruction is inevitable. So there is a story of Saubhari Maharishi. Example is given for this entire fall. Example is given in Bhagavad. Saubhari Maharishi, a great Maharishi was. From the very early life onwards, he has decided that I will not go after sensory pleasures. So if I live in the society, then only I will be tempted. So let me practice a type of pranayama and become adept in controlling my breathing system. Then I will enter the ocean and I will sit in meditation inside the ocean without any human interference. As a child itself, he has practiced this. So he became very great adept in the handling the breathing system. So he can control his breath, or like a fish, he can breathe from the water. So he was sitting. Many years passed away in that tapas. All his life is inside the waters only, like fish. One day when he was casually after finishing meditation, he saw a family of fish. grandfather fish, grandmother fish, uncle, auntie, father, mother, children, grandchildren, like that. He saw that. Then suddenly an idea came in his mind. Arey, they are all happily living as a group of family members. I am idiot here sitting alone. Why should I have taken this decision of shutting myself from the society? Let me go and enjoy the family life. Why this idea came? Rasavarjam. Niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam. That rasa vasana is there. That will go param drishtva nivartate. Only when you find yourself as everything, then only you can be away from that vasana. Here the Saubari Rishi is different from the fish family. Na? He is not fish family. If he knows that I am also fish family also, suppose, so this desire will not come. So family desire has come to him. So he came out and saw himself, he is already old. When rishis want to enjoy this world, they will enjoy the highest thing. Okay? Because they have that capacity of purchasing. Suppose if they want to marry, they will marry the Rajakumaris. So he went to Raja of that Desha. So this Raja heard about this Rishi. That's why he has given stay order to fish in that particular area. Don't go there, because this Rishi can come and give shapa to the nation. So when he came to know that Saubari Rishi is coming, so he went and bowed down to him. Aye, Mahatma Ji, I was hearing so many years over from my childhood, I am hearing about you. Today it is my great fortune that I get this. Then he was welcomed inside the palace, and he saw that Raja is having 50 daughters. All are in the age of marriage, adults. Then what service I can do? Like that the Raja asked, thinking he may ask some to build a what you call ashrama or kutia or land, something. He told, I want to marry all your daughters, he told. Huh? All my daughters? Not one or two, all 50 I want. Then how to say no? Because he has that Shakti, power, Shapa Shakti, he may give Shapa also. Then he transferred the blame on the daughters. If they want, you can marry it. The Rishi understood. Oh, you are thinking I am old, that is why you are telling like that. Nah. So he used his power. When they saw him, for them, the perception was he is a young man. So everybody were fighting. I will marry him, I will marry him. Then Raja God wondered, Arey, what is this? Then he did not have any other choice than giving them in marriage to this Rishi. So he brought all of them. Where? To the same forest only. On the Nadi Tira. By his Tapo Shakti, he built 50 palaces. Okay. So Raja was worrying after 3 or 4 months. Raja thought, let me go and see my daughters. So when he came to the forest, he saw 50 palaces. And in each palace, the Rishi is sitting. Then he asked one of his daughter, how are you, ma? Are you happy with him? Yes, Papa, very happy. Only one sadness is there with me. Why? Any trouble he is giving? No. He is not going out of the home. What my other sisters will think? Always staying with me only, Father. All other 49 sisters, what they will think? Like that one first girl told. Then he went and second home. There also the same man is sitting. She also was telling same thing. All the 50 houses he is available. All of them were happy, and they have this problem of this man is not going out. See, now and then husband should go out. Okay. Then only both will have privacy. This man is not going out. Then the Raja thought, maybe the Rishi might have used this tapashakti. 50 places he is there means he is not here. Original Rishi is where? Original Rishi is sitting in meditation under the tree. And he was imagining all these things which is appearing for others as though it is happening. The original Rishi is imagining all these things. When the desire came that I should live, his imagination has taken the physical form and all the 50 families he has built and he was living with them. The Raja came and bowed down to him. Maharaj, what is this? Then he told, this is called Maya Jagat. Every jiva is going through this. From one standpoint it is imagination, from another standpoint for others it is reality. Like our dream world. In this process he lost his tapashakti. Then he decided, enough of this dreaming, enough of this imagination, enough of this samsaric. Because when you live with a girl as a rishi, the girl, you don't know the girl will cry or not. For which the wife will cry. So suddenly wife gets angry, wife emotions, human emotions. The rishi was not comfortable with these things. Appa, எப்ப அழறாங்கன்னு தெரியல, எப்ப சிரிக்கிறாங்கன்னு தெரியல, நமக்கு வேண்டாம். இந்த சம்சாரம் நமக்கு வேண்டாம். சம்சாரமேவ நிஸ்ஸாரம். திருஷ்ட்வா சாரதி திருக்ஷயா பிரவ்ரஜந்தி அக்ருதோத்வாஹா பரம் வைராகியம் ஆஸ்ரயே. Another rishi who has given up all his empire, all his comforts of being an emperor, Bharata Chakravarti. He became a spiritual aspirant, having given up all his comforts. When he was living in a forest, he happened to see a deer. There also, like Mother Sita's life, deer. Here also a small deer, which was struggling to get out of the waters. So his mind went to that deer. He saved that deer, small deer, child deer, and spent his time in taking care of it. The more he get attached to that form and the behavior of the deer, the less was his spiritual practices. There also the fall is nicely told. Jada Bharata Upakyanam it is called. So slowly he is coming away from his spiritual practices and being close to the deer. Then finally, thinking about the deer, thinking about the future of the deer, thinking about the dangers the deer has to go through in his absence. Enna agumo na illiye, like a grahastha. Every grahastha has this problem. What will happen to my family? What will happen? Before you it was there. After you also it will be there. Nobody will die for your sake. Don't worry. Hand over them to the Lord. And because of ahankara and ignorance, you think that you are protecting your family. You have to do your duties, that's all. Protection is from the Lord. That clarity is not there, that spiritual vision is not there. So many grahasthas, worldly people, die out of anxiety and fear. So this Raja Bharata became Rishi Bharata. Rishi Bharata became devotee of deer Bharata. So deer Bharata became deer in the next Janma. He got birth as a deer. Because of Purva Samskara, he was attached to that same place and he lived in that place with the Satsanga. Then he came to his senses, I could have given up everything, but This small deer has entered my life and spoiled my entire spiritual journey. Okay, let me go through the suffering. So in deer body he went through that suffering. Then he got again one more human body, which was called as Jada Bharataha. By birth onwards, he was having that vision in his mind about his spiritual nature. So he could not talk with others, because if you talk and transact, only problem. But he talked. Only when he finds a disciple to talk, he talked. That was a great teaching. Jada Bharata Upakhyanam it is called. So all these stories are factual in our life. We know how many deers are there. For them it is one deer, one desire. For us, what will happen, when will happen, how much it will happen, countless. Na? If you want to know your mind, wavering mind, please go to a mall. Please go to a mall and see how much the mind wavers. To purchase one thing, you go. And you come back. How many things you purchased actually and how many things you purchased mentally? When you go to mall, you purchase so many things mentally, because pocket money is not there. Na? All costly da. And cities like Bangalore and Hyderabad and Chennai, if you go malls, Maya Jagat. When I was in Chennai, I happened to go to a mall to purchase a yoga mat for Vivekananda Illam. We were conducting yoga classes, so I thought of purchasing yoga mat. So somebody told, but good quality is there, we can go. So I went there. First time. Great experience. Really Maya Jagat it is. Really Maya Jagat. Without getting affected, I came out after 1.5 hours. Okay. So you have to, all are shining. Everything was shining. So one volunteer was there. Maharaj, we have come here for yoga mat purchase. Repeatedly he was telling, Maharaj, we have come here to purchase yoga mats. Come, please come, please. The first time for me, I was wondering, hey, this also is there, hey, that also is there, hey, that may be useful, that may be useful, like that mind was telling. If this is the case with a monk, what to talk about householders? Please tell. So, the ladder of fall must be always remembered, and the need of protection of sensory organs. That's what Yada Samharate Chayam Kurmunganiva Sarvashaha. Like a tortoise which walks freely, but when it senses danger to it, it doesn't have any weapon to protect itself. Like other animals, they have nails or teeth or running speed. These are all protection. But this cannot run fast also, doesn't have, only vada koda koda. Very soft body, what to do? But Bhagavan has given one helmet. Go inside the helmet, nothing can happen. Such a wonderful, you see, Srishti. So it knows that. If I go inside my helmet, nobody can touch me. So Kurmangani iva, Angani Kurmaha Yada Samharate. Like that, you have to take back your senses. Distance yourself physically if you are not able to handle your mind and senses. That's why the rehabilitation centers, the drunkards, they are distanced physically. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to say, if a person has a problem for alcohol, he should not be allowed to see even. Because once he sees, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. For us also, there are so many ideas in our own mind which may prove very destructive. So we should decide what to see, what not to see. So that education is very important. Indriyanam hi charatam yen manaha anuvidhiyate tad asya prajnam harati. Prajnam harati. It destroys our knowledge. Once knowledge is destroyed, human life is not better than any animalistic life. It will be worse than also. Because fall, na? So first we should educate. There are 10 steps to establish mastery over the senses. 10 steps. I have dealt only one step. First step is what? Educate yourself. Learn the need for the mastery over sense. Second step is resolve. Sankalpaha. Bhagavan himself says, Tasmadesya mahabaho nigruhitani sarvashaha. Tasmad. Therefore, he says. Therefore means what? Wherefore? All previous educations. Therefore. Wherefore, slavery to the senses will lead to spiritual destruction. Every sense organ has its own weaknesses. Second point. Then your vasana will continue even after your discrimination and resolution, as long as you don't find yourself as the only reality in the creation. These vasanas will continue to hunt you. Therefore. So resolution, very important. Okay, you educated yourself and you resolved to be alert. That is not enough. Surrender to me, he says. Tani sarvani sanyamya yukta asita matparaha. Matparaha san. Surrender to me. Your education, your resolution will not have power to withstand the onslaught. When Swami Vivekananda was staying in Vivekananda House, Chennai, one young man came. So he was practicing brahmacharya. He was wearing a special loin cloth, kaupina, langoti they call it, inner garment. So he told to Swami Vivekananda, Swamiji, I have stitched a special loin cloth to control my senses, and I am wearing this. Sadhus wear that. Swamiji told, yes, very good, like that. Will it protect me? He asked. Then Swamiji told, Arey, entire creation is carried forward by this desire called lust. Can your langoti protect you from lust? Langoti cannot protect your lust. Surrender to the Lord. You have resolved that you will be a man of chastity, but your resolution will have validity only when if you get the protection and assurance of the Lord, divine power. That's why Mother Sarada Devi, after giving sannyasa diksha, she will tell, may the Lord protect your sannyasa. When Yogananda Maharaj, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's disciple, was complaining to his Gurudev, I am not able to handle my mind with regard to lust. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna told, do Harinama Sankirtan. Harinama Japa you do. Surrender to God. You cannot conquer the mother. You have to surrender to the mother. Maya Shakti you cannot conquer. You cannot fight and conquer Maya. Because there is no existence. With shadow you cannot fight and conquer. It doesn't have any existence. The lust is nothing but a shadow. The anger is nothing but a shadow of a thought. Understand? So Bhagavan says, Daivi Hyesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mam Evaye Prapadyante Mayam Yetam Tarantite. Mama Maya Duratyaya. You cannot cross over my Maya Shakti. Ye Prapanti Te Taranti. One who surrenders to me. The surrendering to the Lord with humility. These are all unknown to the modern society. unacceptable naturally for them. What is this nonsense this Swami is talking? So we say what? All right, go ahead. World will teach you. Go ahead. That humility is born out of knowing one's own limitations. Understand? Humility is born out of one's own limitations. That's why nowadays Indian scientists go to Tirupati carrying the rocket, Chandrayaan rocket, and ask for Bhagavan blessing. Bhagavan, we have done our work. All went, before sending it. Chandrayaan successful. What is the budget? Lesser than Hollywood film. One film. They are producing so many films, Hollywood films. The entire Chandrayaan budget is lesser than Hollywood film. So cheap. How? Tirupati Venkatachalapati. This Indian society has a peculiar approach towards the world. The world is mithya. Therefore only there is a Mayavi. We have to approach the Mayavi to handle the Maya Jagat. A magician should be approached in a friendly manner. Then only you will know the magic. So surrender to the Lord is very important. Third step. Out of 10 steps, first step is educate yourself. Second one is resolve. I want sensory mastery. Resolve. Then only Bhagavan will tell, yes, tathastu. When you say, I want sense objects, he told tathastu. Now you should tell, I don't want sense objects. I don't want interference of sensory objects. Enough of my sensory living. Minimum use only I will use it. For survival purpose, I use my sense organs. All its powers and time and mind will be used for my spiritual success, not for sensory success and achievements. So when I resolve like that and surrender to the Lord, give the application, this is my application. 6 months before you were like that, I got enough knowledge, Bhagavan. Because of your grace and satsanga, I got enough knowledge that yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukkhayo naye evate. I got this knowledge. So please protect me from my own senses. Please protect my knowledge from my own vagaries, mental vagaries. That's what Arjuna did. When Bhagavan offered his assistance during the war, he has chosen Bhagavan. So both Duryodhana and Arjuna approached for Bhagavan's help. So Bhagavan wanted to help, both only he will help, because Samadrishi. So he has divided himself and his grandness, which is in the form of army. So Duryodhana was very much interested in getting that army. Arjuna was given first chance to choose. So Arjuna has chosen Bhagavan without any arms in his hand. Nirayutapani Krishnaha was selected by Arjuna. Then Duryodhana was very happy. Arey idiot, war time, you should get an army. This useless fellow, because Duryodhana did not have any value for Bhagavan. This useless fellow, Thandasoru, you have selected him. Like that he told and went. After getting army from Bhagavan, he scolds Bhagavan as useless fellow. Imagine, this is what normal devotee does. எல்லாம் வாங்கிக்குவான், திருப்பதி போய் வாங்கிடுவான், வாங்கிட்டு வந்து திருப்பி அதே பகவானை திட்டுவான். You gave less, you gave more. It is prarabdha of Bhagavan. Because Bhagavan's status means it has its own responsibilities, and so he has to go through that. என்கிட்டயும் வாங்கிட்டு என்னையே திட்டுற, சரி ரைட் ஓகே. Next time he will come cryingly. Okay, that time he has to bless, cannot tell, hey, that time you scolded me like that. That's because Bhagavan's status requires all this. So he asked Arjuna, Arey, you have selected me. Why? He told, I have all resources to fight my war. Except one thing. I don't have means to control my wavering mind. You be my charioteer and guide. You don't need anything. You give me psychological guide, that's all. That was great assistance. If Krishna would have not been there as a charioteer, what would have been the condition of Arjuna? Hey, Tirupura Vandi, done. What is this? Killing all these Bhishmas and Drona? Why should I get Raja? I don't want Raja. I will become a sannyasi. Like that, he would have gone. Decided to go. Bhagavan only was the person there help. So he will be available when we need in the form of blessing and Viveka Shakti. Some sadhu will come and remind our goal in our life. When I was going for Bhiksha in Uttarakhand after taking sannyas 2008, this happened. So many sadhus, new sadhus, that is, they are old sadhus, I am new sadhu. So new monk. So they asked me, they understood that I am not from Uttarakhand. So they asked me, Saaf theek hai? Saaf theek hai? Then I wondered why they are asking. Saaf theek hai means whether you have eyesight. Can you see? Are I am seeing, walking on the road. I am seeing you, you are seeing me. You are asking me, am I seeing? Then I asked one elderly monk of our order, Maharaj, like this I went for Bhiksha. Many sadhus, Narayana, they greeted me. So they asked me like this. Then that Swami told, hey, Saaf theek hai means what is the meaning you know? Whether you have drishti, spiritual drishti is clear or confusion. Do you have that same clarity of thinking? Today also, which thinking, clarity of thinking you had when you renounced the world and took sannyasa? What a statement is. This is a greeting word in sadhu's community. Saaf theek hai. When they bless also, they bless with this one. Narayana, Narayana. Saaf theek karo. Keep him with the same drishti. Suppose suddenly my eyes become blind, our eyes become blind. What will happen? Color blind, problem. Night vision blind, problem. So, if we can understand this physical blindness, same thing happens in our spiritual journey also. Sometimes color blindness happens. Sometimes drishti, night vision problem happens in our intellect. So, surrender to the Lord is very important stage in establishing mastery over senses. Other 7 steps we will see in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.
Govinda, Radhe Govinda. विठ्ठल राधे गोविंद विठ्ठल 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 राधे